Hey guys, this is Danny with Access Games. I am the lead designer for Hands of War 3, and I've got a video for you for the first boss, which actually takes place in the jungle of Tempor up in the northwest. So I'm going to walk through how to defeat this boss. And before we talk about the actual boss fight, you want to make sure that you have completed all quests in the jungle before moving on to the boss, and that includes all of your class factions, whether you are a wizard, a warder, or a blade master, or I guess a warrior. In addition to the financial factions on the western side of the jungle, you want to make sure that you've run through those. That'll give you some experience and gear that you need, and doing the class factions on the east side is going to give you your champion, which will be essential to defeating the boss. So now let's look at our party makeup, and for this video I have selected the wizard, but the strategy for defeating the boss is going to be the same no matter what your class is. Your party makeup may be a little bit different. I've got a rather balanced party here. I've got myself set up to deal damage, and then I've got Triton tanking and Serene healing. Now if you selected a ranger in the beginning of the game, you'll have either Triton or Belden as your tank, and then you'll have Aaron either healing or dealing damage, and you doing the same. Whether or not you have a healer in the party really doesn't matter all that much, because if you don't have a healer, you'll have somebody doing damage. You just want to make sure that you've got plenty of health potions and plenty of energy potions. That you visit the merchant before you head to the boss fight. The last thing I'll notice, or last thing I'll mention, is make sure that you've purchased your second ability from your merchant of your class faction. So that's going to be down here. You could have even purchased it in the capital area at the beginning, near the bottom. Make sure you've got your abilities and make sure you're purchasing them as you go throughout the game, because those are certainly important. Okay, so now let's talk about the actual boss fight. You'll notice that there's a giant Hydra in the middle. This is the boss, and you'll notice around the corners on the outside there are 4 pits, and at every 25% of the boss's health that's lost, 2 monsters are going to spawn from the pits. It's important that you immediately switch from attacking the boss to attacking those monsters, because they will overwhelm you. Other than that, the boss has a single melee attack that he does that he's going to perform on the tank, and then at regular intervals he also spits acid that hits everybody, you and your 2 party members, regardless of how close you are to the boss, and that deals initial damage and then some damage over time. If you have a healer, the healer should take care of that, although it's nice to supplement those with heals potions. If you don't have a healer, you want to make sure you got plenty of heal potions, but that should be offset a little bit by the fact that you're doing a little bit more damage. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to shift click to attack. That'll send the tank in, and Serene will start healing. I'm going to let him build a little bit of aggro, and I'm going to start attacking myself, doing a basic rotation of 3 flame strikes, and then a call of fire. Make sure you don't want to burn too much energy at the beginning of the fight. Notice when he gets to 7,500 health, those first 2 enemies are going to spawn, and as soon as they do, I'm going to move out of the way, because they're going to come right after me first. I'm going to let Triton pick those up. Let the tank pick those up, and then I'm going to switch and burn those down as quick as possible. The first one's down, and switch to the second one, and then I'm going to get back and continue attacking the boss. So that's going to happen again when he gets down to 5,000 health. So I want to make sure I don't consume too much energy. I'm going to go ahead and pop a couple energy potions, get back, and get ready for the next wave of enemies. Okay, so the next wave starts, and I'm going to go ahead and try and burn these down. Taking a lot of damage here. Going to pop a health potion. You're very fragile as a wizard, but you do a lot of damage. Okay, so pop a health potion and energy potion, try and top myself off. When he gets down to 2,500 health, we'll hit the last wave. Okay, let Triton pick those up if he can. He got stunned a little bit, so It's also important that you have the best gear that you can before you go into this fight, so make sure you visit the merchant and get any upgrades that you can. Alright, so now that those 2 ads are dead, I'm going to go ahead and finish off the boss and burn the rest of my energy. And he drops, and hopefully drops some nice gear for us.